What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got some new Keyforge cards to be talking about. The reveals from the upcoming Mass Mutation set. They've not been terribly fast coming. The good news is we do have some reveals to talk about, and we've actually got reveals from 3 different houses, so we might as well start off with Mole. It's a Shadows upgrade, and it fits Shadows perfectly. Such a cool design card. Now, it's an upgrade, it gives you an amber bonus, and it reads: this card gains, your opponent may spend amber on this creature as if it were in their pool. And I do love the flavor text here, day 127, they still haven't realized I'm not one of them. Essentially, what you do is you turn one of your opponent's creatures into a mole for yourself, which is kind of awesome. The whole spend amber on this creature as if it's one of yours, it's not exactly something we've never seen before. Back in Worlds Collide, we had Senator Shrix, one of those lovely there dinosaurs. You may spend amber on Senator Shrix as if it were in your pool. The difference here is that you're spending amber on one of your opponent's creatures as if it were in your pool. Now, there's no mechanic to move amber over. Essentially, what we've got here is capturing and exalting. If your opponent's got a creature that captures, if your opponent is exalting, this will do it. Now, the reality is, if you put a mole on a creature, they're not going to exalt that creature. Exalting is where you take an amber from the common pool and put it onto a creature. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to do that. But what you're doing is saying to your opponent, ha ha ha, you wanted to do some exalting. Well, now you can't do some exalting, so gutted. Take, for instance, Synthesis Rex. When you fight, you may exalt Synthesis Rex, and then ready each other friendly card. So now you put your opponent in an awkward position, you've put a mole on Synthesis Rex, and either they exalt, but then you can potentially use that amber, or they don't exalt, and then you kind of roll from there. It kind of sounds like fun. Now, of course, what would be awesome here is if you could combine this with something like a key charge. Something that you could use right now. Some kind of key cheating card. Because, of course, what you could do then is play Mole onto a creature and then immediately play a key charge so your opponent doesn't have a chance to get rid of this. Of course, one option your opponent does have here is to try and get rid of that upgrade or protect the creature in some way. And hopefully, if you've got something like a key charge, you can get rid of that. It's not exactly the best option, but if you've got some kind of house cheating that would let you play something like key charge, it really would be quite cool. Of course, what you really want to try doing here is find your opponent with a card like Sir Marrows. That could be absolutely amazing. You see, Sir Marrows, when you reap, your opponent, Sir Marrows, captures your amber, but then you can just spend it anyway, and that would be kind of fun. So that's a nice little card, very nice design, could be kind of useful. How about moving into Sanctum and having a look at Mad Prophet Gizelhart? A 4-power, 3 amber creature, and it is a leader. Now remember, all the houses got leaders in Worlds Collide, but Sanctum and Mars weren't in Worlds Collide, so they didn't get their own leader. Well, now they do, and it's Mad Prophet Gizelhart. And the free armor's really good. While Mad Prophet Gizelhart is in the center of your battle line, it gains action, fully heal each non-mutant creature, gain 1 amber for each creature healed this way. Now it is each non-mutant creature, so it is yours and your opponent's. But then again, you do get to gain an amber for each one healed. I mean, this reminds me very much of another Sanctum card, Cleansing Wave. Cleansing Wave was very, very similar to this. Cleansing Wave reads, heal 1 damage from each creature, gain 1 amber for each creature healed this way. So it's basically the creature version of Cleansing Wave, except it doesn't heal mutants. Remember, Sanctum are against mutants, although they will have some mutants. Bulwark, for instance, we've seen does have a mutant version in Mass Mutation. We're not expecting many of them to. We're expecting it to be quite light on mutants. It's alright. It's not the best leader out there, if I'm honest with you. It's no Zenzik. Lets you refill your hand to do additional cards, and it is an action, so you don't get to reap or fight with it. You've just got to use the action, but it's alright. It's quite fun. I like it. I don't think it's the best leader, but I do love that Sanctum have a leader now. And look, there will be turns where this is phenomenal. There will be turns, you need this in some kind of spreading deck where you're spreading a bunch of damage around, but there will be turns where there are like 10 damaged creatures on the battlefield and you get to get 10 amber, and then it's going to be amazing, and I do appreciate that. But whereas something like Zenzik is going to help you every single turn, or Eldest Bear, when it's in the center of your battle line, it gains before fight, gain 2 amber, are going to be used basically every turn. Eldest Bear also has Assault 3, so if you find a 3 or lower power creature, you destroy them before the fight even happens. The reality is, I don't think this is an every turn ability like some of the other leaders, and that puts me off just a tiny bit. And then finally today, we can have a little bit of a look at Pride. Now, Pride excites me very, very much indeed. And the reason is, it's got a trait we haven't seen before. It is a sin. And, of course, Pride is one of the 7 deadly sins. If anyone's wondering, the full list is Pride, Envy, Gluttony, Greed, Lust, Sloth, and Wrath. So, yeah. I think we've probably guessed the name of 6 other disc creatures in the set. Now, of course, this is kind of fun. Back in Call of the Archons, one of the really cool things that Sanctum had was the Horsemen. And for a while, 4 Horseman decks were actually extremely popular. And people, I saw some going for £2,000. It was ridiculous. There were a couple of fabled double 4 Horseman decks. Are these... Now, Pride is a special rare. Does that mean that when you get one of them, you get all 7? Are they just going to put 3 or 4 in the set and you get all of the ones in the set? I don't know is the answer. I do like the idea of having the 7 deadly sins and having 1 as a rare and 6 as special rare, so they always come as a group of 7. But by the same token, do I really want 7 of the 12 discards in my deck to be decided just because I drew 1 of the sins? Really depends how good they are. Pride is a 4-power, 0-armor creature, and when you reap, you ward each friendly sin creature. Remember, to ward is to give a ward counter. That is to say, the next time the creature is destroyed, damaged, or otherwise removed from play, you remove the ward counter instead. That's kind of beautiful. And if you've got 7 deadly sins, and then all of a sudden you're warding all 7 of them, I cannot be the only one that thinks that sounds kind of phenomenal. We'll have to wait and see. And actually, while we're here, there was actually one more pair of cards revealed, which we should probably mention quickly. It's Crazy Cat Lady the card. I mean, it's not called Crazy Cat Lady the card, but let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, it's Crazy Cat Lady the card. It is Mercy Malkin Queen, an untamed creature. Now, what we see here is a 3-power, 0-armor creature with Skirmish, and after a friendly cat enters play, you ward it. And we've just talked about ward counters and how cool they are. And when you fight, you may ready a friendly beast creature. Now, clearly this will include all of the cats, but will not be limited to the cats. And warding is pretty good. And remember, you've got Skirmish. Skirmish means that if you start a fight, you do not take any damage during the fight, which means that every time you fight, you get to ready a beast, and you also guarantee that you don't go down during the fight. We've seen a bunch of witches in Keyforge before, things like Hunting Witch and Dusk Witch, and they've always been very good. And we've talked about Burn the Witch cards before. Witch of the Eye would be another good example. I think it's fair to say this is another one of them. The fact that every time you play a cat, it comes into play with a ward counter, and that every time you fight you get to ready a beast to either reap or fight with it, that's a little bit ridiculous. Now we do have a cat to talk about as well, it's Floomf. I very much hope there will be other cards in the set. 3 power, 0 armor, and again it's got skirmish, so if you start a fight you take no damage. And when you fight you give a beast creature 2+1 power counters. Yeah. As a pair this is nuts. If you've got your crazy cat lady in play, you play Floomf, it comes in with a ward counter. You then fight, but you don't lose a ward counter because skirmish means you don't lose it. And you get to give a creature 2+1 power counters. Then you fight with Mercy, the crazy cat lady, but she doesn't get hurt because she's got skirmish. And then you ready Floomf again, and then you fight with Floomf again, and you still take no damage because of skirmish. And then you give another 2+1 power counters. There are going to be some crazy cat lady decks out there that are really, really good. Like, so good. This has potential. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Particularly exciting reveals today. Sanctum have a leader. We're getting the 7 deadly sins coming in this. And we got a crazy cat lady with combos coming out the wazoo. I cannot be the only one that's excited about these things. But I would like to know exactly how excited you are. And you can tell me in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy. That's where we talk Keyforge and a whole bunch of other games. And do please consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all that good stuff. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.